Hey Joey, how are you?
I am doing absolutely fantastic.
Awesome.
Just here at my home where I've been for the last 480 days. So,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've pretty much been doing that too. Um, so that's cool, man. So I was just telling you, and then I figured I'd
yeah.
record uh, that one of the things that inspired my podcast was listening to all of the bus banters that Disciple did, and uh, and I remember telling Josiah that
Yeah.
one of the things that influenced my corny dad jokes were also those bus banters. Dude, the puns is what got me started. Now, like nobody wants to hear them, but those are the funniest ones.
Yeah, you can 100% blame Josiah. I always tell people like my girlfriend, she laughs at some of my super corny jokes, and I'm always like, I have Josiah to thank because like I don't feel like I was funny before I became friends with Josiah, and by way of being around him, you just become funny, and he has warrant, or like I guess spread his humor and his comedic ability to the entire band, and so now we just feed off of each other.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what the bus banters were. And anytime you guys would release one, that's I was on it. I was listening to it.
Oh, cool.
Anytime I see like a live feed on Facebook, I'm like I'm on it because I'm feeding off of those, man. And I think between Disciple and my friend Tony, I had just met him around the same time that you guys were doing the bus
Uh-huh.
banter, and he's the same way. Puns. I think he even went to like some kind of comedian school. But between hearing all of his puns and jokes and listening to Disciple, it just like I just started coming out with them, and now my wife gets mad at me, and I have you guys to thank for that.
Yeah, did Josiah tell you about his no pun day Monday thing that his wife had as a rule for a while?
No,
Okay, so I don't know if it's still a thing, but for a while there, Josiah basically told so many puns that his wife declared a no pun day Monday, where he was not allowed to say any puns on Mondays around the house at all. I always thought that was super hilarious.
gosh, remind me to not let my wife listen to this episode because it's gonna be like no pun day every day here.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm as good at them when I'm not around Josiah. So when I'm flying solo, I hit some good ones every now and then, but like when I get around Josiah, they exponentially increase in number.
yeah, I'm the
So
same way. Like off air, when I'm around other people, they could just have a regular conversation and boom, I'll just have something,
yeah,
But on air, I'm like I just looked up. I just had to look up, dude. I found the funniest dad joke website. It's got like 75 dad jokes. It was so hard to pick the ones for this episode. But if you're not familiar with this game, I switch it up every now and then.
okay,
Started it with Josiah, so
okay,
so we'll do it. We'll return to that method, which is when we get to it. We'll talk a little more, but yeah,
awesome, man.
basically, you'll have an opportunity to look up puns or dad jokes, uh,
Hmm.
and we have to try not to laugh at each other's jokes.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
oh man,
dude. I lose every time.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I okay. I mean, you might get me on this because I'm a pretty I laugh a lot. I like to laugh, so
yeah.
um, if it's a good joke, man, I can. But if I get in the zone and I'm telling myself not to laugh, like sometimes I can keep a straight face. So we'll see.
I can't. I'm just telling you now. I'm gonna probably be laughing at my jokes before I even finish them.
Nice.
But all right, let's talk a little bit about Disciple and upcoming events like
Yeah.
this weekend. I believe you guys are playing.
Yeah, we are heading up to, I think it's Greentown, Indiana. We're playing at the Kingdom Come Festival. It's gonna be It's going to be interesting. I don't really know what to expect now. Obviously, with the situation that our entire world has pretty much been in, and with all the social distancing, protocols, how a concert's going to look with all that. I'm very interested to see it. I don't plan on being anywhere but the bus and the stage that day. So I'm not going to do a lot of hanging out. I've actually, as times progress, I've had more close friends and actually family members get COVID-19. So I'm definitely going to be practicing a lot of social distancing and protecting myself. But yeah, we're heading up there to play this weekend. And then next weekend, we are doing the People's Choice live stream show from Nashville. And we'll have an acoustic show on Friday night and then a full rock show on Saturday. And the cool thing about the People's Choice show is that the whole set list, we did not decide it. All the fans voted and decided the 15 songs that we're going to play. So having to go back – actually, I probably shouldn't say that. I don't need to give too much away, but I've had to relearn a lot of songs. So nice. I'll say that much.
Okay, I'm pumped. When you guys announced it, I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go over to my dad's house and watch this." I actually was so excited that I bought 2 tickets. One for me and my dad, and then I was like, wait a second, we're gonna be on the same TV. But I was like, you know what, who cares? You know what, we got the tickets. We're also planning on seeing you guys in October in Jacksonville, Florida, with War of Ages and Paradise Now. I was bummed out that had to be rescheduled, but I'm glad that it was able to be rescheduled because we don't get to see you guys often. I think the last concert I went to was 2016. That was the last Disciple concert, and that was in Odessa. That was City Rock Fest. But actually, I have a picture. I took a picture with, I think, all of you guys. But I wanted to show you that because I don't know if you could see it, but
Holy junk, dude.
I don't even look. I'm not even ready, and I'm the one that's taking the picture.
We switched hair. You had short hair in that picture. Now you have long hair. I had long hair, and now I have short hair.
Well, yeah, that was 4 years ago.
And 4 years.
Yeah, that was 4 years.
Wow. What venue did we play in Odessa?
I'm not sure what church it was, but I do know, and you might remember the landmark. It had 3 huge crosses right by the road.
Okay.
Like huge crosses.
Faintly it's there, but I don't all the way remember it. All these towns and venues, they run together after a while.
Yeah. I know it was outside.
Okay. Yeah. Oh wait. Was Children 18-3 at that show?
Yes, they were, and that was the first time we saw them. Yeah.
Oh, it was brutally hot, and I played a joke on them at that show. They have a song where they cut out completely, and I had a massive air horn, and when it went silent, I was on the side of the stage, and I blew an air horn.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally remember that place now. Totally.
That one, I remember going up to you and saying, "Could you guys play Disciple? Can you guys play your songs? Can you guys play Big Bad Wolf?" And you were like, "If you scream really loud, we will for the encore." And dude, that was awesome. It was funny because instead of the growl, Josiah meowed.
Yep.
And I have that recording. I gotta find it. But
yeah, Josiah switches it up. He's always trying to make Kevin laugh on stage, and 99% of the time he succeeds.
Yeah, he got good that time. But yeah, so we're really looking forward to you coming back to Florida. All these years, I'm like, man, it's too far of a drive. Which, well, I guess it would have been because we just moved closer. So, but yeah. It should only be like a 2.5 hour drive for us.
Yeah, I'm stoked for the Florida shows because it's kind of funny how it always falls. We're in Fort Pierce, Florida, the next night on my birthday, which I hear is like a pretty nice place. But we're at Murray Hill the night before my birthday in Jacksonville, and I've had several birthdays at Murray Hill, because we're normally always on tour in the fall. And my parents have actually driven from South Carolina to Jacksonville, and they've brought birthday cake. And we've there used to be like a little cafe next to the theater. I think it's a coffee shop now, but we had dinner and birthday cake there before the show to like celebrate my birthday. So Murray Hill is like a special place because I'm like, every time I come here, I turn another year older. I was like, I have like a love-hate relationship with it because it reminds me that I'm getting old, but also it's one of my favorite places to play. So
yeah, it is pretty, I remember it pretty well. And actually it's a cool memory that I have because it is the first place that I ever saw Disciple.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, and like we're going way back. Kevin was playing bass.
That's way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember specifically him during the growl part of Big Bad Wolf. He like just spun around really quick with the bass, and I remember watching it like I was amazed. Like I thought I was amazed at first without seeing them, but that was my first show and my dad took me. Now this will be the same place that we're going to, and I'm taking him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is even though you saw Kevin do that a long time ago, he's still able to do that after all these years of touring. Like, you know, I've only been in the band for almost 7 years and my body is destroyed. Like my neck hurts all the time. My back hurts all the time. And I'm like, man, before I joined Disciple, my body was all right. Now it's just destroyed from head banging all night, every night, and, you know, sleeping on the tour bus and all that. But somehow Kevin, man, he just keeps doing all these acrobatic athletic things, and he's a beast. So.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I remember seeing Disciple maybe a couple years after that in a small, like probably the size of the room that you're in right now, coffee house.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I believe it.
And it was the original lineup, and I was coming out of the bathroom, I was coming down the hallway, and Kevin walked in front of me, and I was like, I was a little kid, so I was of course like starstruck.
Yeah.
Kevin? And he comes around, he's like patting me on the head. He's like, hey.
Yeah, man. Dude, I can totally relate. You know, when I first met the guys, I was actually in another band and we opened for Disciple, which was kind of what got me the job in Disciple, was the chance that I had to tour with them as an opening band. And about the time that Trent, the second drummer of Disciple, was leaving. And that whole thing, like when I found out we were going to be opening for Disciple, I was like, wow, this is incredible, because I've been a huge fan of the band for a long time. And so I can relate to you. Like when I first met Kevin, I was just kind of like, don't say anything stupid, don't look dumb, you know, like, but at the same time I was like, wow, this is the person that I've been listening to on record since I was in middle school. And, you know, it's the mighty Disciple, you know? So
yeah, no,
cool.
It was always the band that I would just like be on an airplane or in a car ride, just close my eyes and pretend like I was in the band, you know?
Yeah. Oh man, I did that from the time that I knew what music was, you know, and never did I think that my daydreaming of what it would be like to be in Disciple would actually, you know, eventually come true. But I'm sure glad it did. You know, it's been a fun ride and pretty wild so far. So
yeah, and I was just showing my daughter a video. You had the camera set up right on the drums.
Yeah,
Big Bad Wolf, man. And dude, if you can't tell, that's one of my favorite Disciple songs. But
it's one of my favorite ones too.
I could tell when you're playing, because you're just like, oh man, like we can't even hear the rest of the band, but I know exactly where you're at in the song, and I'm like just singing it. But
yeah,
I was showing my daughter, because she's now at the age where she's starting to like my music and not just her mom's music. And she was just like, wow. You know,
yeah,
he's fast. I'm like, yeah, he's good. He is good. But
was that the video from Creation Festival?
I think so.
Yeah, I still had long hair. It was from just from the side. Yeah, that was definitely Big Bad Wolf on like a morphine shot of adrenaline, because that show was like, that was one of the biggest shows ever of my career. Like, we were all just hyped because, you know, we've never played main stage at Creation, at least not that late. You know, we were actually pre-headlining right before Jeremy Camp that night. So we had never played main stage Creation when all the people were at the main stage. And we were hyped. So like when we busted into that song, that was towards the end of our set and I was tired, but as soon as my adrenaline took over, it was like, we could have sped the song up to double time, and I think I could have kept up. There was a lot of adrenaline.
Yeah, so. You can tell in the video. And then there were a few others that we watched. So what's your favorite Disciple song to play?
Oh, man. God,
one of your favorites.
So it's always so hard. You're gonna have to forgive me. The feed kind of made you do like a slow-mo thing, and you sounded like you were from the movie Transformers.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Say all that one more time.
What's your favorite song? One of your favorite songs to play live.
My favorite song to play live?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's really hard to narrow down, mainly because like there's so many fun songs to play. But I would have to say Scars Remain is definitely a really fun one to play. Ballad of St. Augustine, I love playing that one. Regime Change, love playing that one. Big Bad Wolf, Secret Weapon is a whole lot of fun because that song is fast. And off of our new album, Panic Room and Wake Up are two of my favorites to play for sure. Wake Up is one of those songs that I have to just take a deep breath and just kind of hold on for the ride until it's over.
Yeah,
because that song never stops moving. I remember recording that in the studio, and anytime I get ready to do a take, the producer Travis Wyrick would just like hit the talk back button and just be like, "All right, breathe, take a deep breath. Here we go." You know, and then he would press play. Like he would always make me like do a deep breath before I did a take. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
I have a funny story, and this will be something that the listeners will have to just hear again because I got to tell you about Regime Change. I used to think. And I remember an episode of Bus Banter, so you can't really laugh at me too hard. You guys were talking about song lyrics and misunderstandings. And okay, so yeah. Regime Change, I used to think it was like a fancy word. Like I used to think it was resume.
Ah.
Yes. So and even though he's saying regimes are changing, I never.
No worries.
It was up until about 3 or 4 years ago that I realized what he was actually saying.
Yeah, dude, it's really funny. Like we had this whole thing on actually, since Big Bad Wolf is your favorite song, we had this thing on the bus one night where somebody brought up like, "Hey, what's the words to Big Bad Wolf?" And somebody tried it, like they said what they thought it was. And it was so far off of what it actually was. And we all went around and none of us could get it. Like, it was really, really funny. And we had to look up the lyrics. And, you know, Kevin walked in the middle of it and we were just like, "Hey, what's this part say?" And he would say it. And we just start busting out laughing because nobody got it. Like, it's really funny. Even the members of the band don't know the words all the time.
That's funny.
So, but.
That's funny. You guys are going to be playing this weekend, and I believe, I'm not sure if it's the same day, but Chaotic Resemblance is also playing this weekend too. Same gig.
Yeah, I believe so. I didn't look at the lineup. I think the only people that I actually know that are going to be there is Spoken in the Protest. I haven't really even seen the list of everybody that's going to be there. I'm just kind of. I'm always one of those people that's like, "All right, where are we going? Cool, I'll be there." You know, just show up and be ready to line up yet.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, let me see. I think it froze a little bit. There we go. We're back.
Am I breaking up on your end too?
I think it's kind of happening to both of us, but it's like not like it happens every once in a while.
Okay, cool. I just got 5G put in this place, so hopefully it should be rocking. If not, I'm gonna make a phone call.
5G.
Yeah, it's over here melting my brain. So if the next time you see me, I'm like a pile of goo, that's what happened to me.
All right, so you ready for this dad joke challenge?
Yeah, man, I haven't prepared well.
It's okay.
I haven't looked anything up yet. You're gonna have to hang on one second.
That's fine.
Because I am not good at them. Especially coming up with them off the top of my head. Okay. I got a list here. I'll just try to read them in a way that'll make you laugh.
Okay. That's what I'm gonna have to do on mine. So.
Okay. Who's going first?
You can go first if you want, since you're the guest.
Okay. All right. Here you go. Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon? Great food, no atmosphere. Well done. I see you're wanting to smile, but well done. You win.
So, like, how long do we have to hold it? What do you think is fair? Like 5 seconds?
3 to 5 seconds. 5 seconds is probably better.
All right. So that's the first in the history of Weird Body Radio podcast and all other 18 episodes. That is the first time that I did not laugh at a joke. Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm probably picking the worst ones, and I also probably
deal, Joey.
Yeah, maybe I'm not reading them in a good way.
No.
Hey,
actually,
the problem is I'm not a dad, so these aren't actually effective coming out of my mouth.
Well, this is where we have to put it to the test because it's always been my theory, so we have to know. But to be fair, I did already see that joke today, so it kind of helped. But it was so funny. If I had to hold it for 10 seconds, I probably would have lost.
It's really funny. We're probably on the same website. Let me go down to like the second page on Google. The ones that really suck.
All right, here's one. Unless you want to do another one. That one.
All right. Cringe word. Okay, there you go. All right, go for it.
Okay.
You lost already.
No. It doesn't count if I laugh. What do you call mac and cheese that gets all up in your face?
What?
Too close for comfort food. Okay. All right. Pretty good. 3 to 5 seconds. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm not a mac and cheese fan, so that my face was for the fact that I don't like mac and cheese. All right. What did the drummer call his twin daughters? And a 1 and a 2.
I laughed just in case nobody heard me. I laughed. I'll own up to it.
There you go.
One of my favorites. There you go. I like telling dad jokes. Sometimes he laughs. Sometimes he doesn't.
Was that the joke?
Yeah, it was.
Oh. I didn't get it.
I like telling dad jokes. Sometimes he laughs.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I like telling my dad jokes. Okay.
Except you can't say my
Gotcha.
dad, then it ruins the joke.
All right. It looks like it froze again real quick. Okay, there you are. All right. You ready? All right. I bought some shoes from a drug dealer. I don't know what he laced them with, but I was tripping all day. Okay, you win.
How many apples grow on a tree?
How many?
All of them.
That's a very true fact.
It is actually.
All right. Let's see here. Sorry, it's taking me a minute. I gotta pick the good ones.
Getting all my laughter out now.
Why don't they play poker in the jungle?
Why? Why?
I think it froze. That's not the punchline.
Oh. It's not frozen.
Okay, cool. You're freezing on my end. So okay. So we'll start over.
All right.
Why don't they play poker in the jungle?
Why?
They have too many cheetahs.
Okay. All right, that was good. All right. My friend says to me, "What rhymes with orange?" And I told him, "No, it doesn't." You nodded your head. That's a laugh.
No. No. No.
All right. Guys, this is I'm going to edit that. I'm going to put that right after all my jokes.
All right. Let's see. What time? Oh, man, my computer's making noises at me. What time did the man go to the dentist?
When?
2:30.
Touche.
Yeah, that's an old joke. I didn't think that one was gonna win. I'm sure you've heard that one before.
I did, but did you catch my counter pun? I counterpunned you.
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
I heard it, but I'm not laughing because I'm gonna win.
I think you already did.
All right.
All right.
Good game.
Why did the old man fall in the well?
Why?
Because he couldn't see that well.
Nope, he couldn't.
No.
All right. How many more rounds are we going?
We go 2 more rounds.
Okay. What did the buffalo say when his son left?
Bye, son.
There you go.
Did I ruin that?
Hey, I mean, you knew the answer to it, and you almost laughed.
All right, hold on. Okay. 2 goldfish are in a tank. One says to the other, "Do you know how to drive this thing?"
A tank. I see.
Yeah,
The tank.
it's like an army tank.
Right. Right.
Sorry, that wasn't a joke. I was reading a article.
Why shouldn't you write with a broken pencil?
Why?
Because it's pointless.
Yep.
All right.
It would be pretty.
All right. This is your last shot. I've already won, but you can try.
All right.
We'll see if you can break me.
I'm gonna play a little bit of dad joke roulette. Hold on. Here we go. I'm gonna land on a random one. Okay, I'm gonna pick another random one.
Inappropriate. I see. I bet.
My uncle named his dogs Rolex and Timex. They are his watchdogs. Yeah.
Yep. It's always good to have some watchdogs.
I told my girlfriend she drew her eyebrows too high. She seemed surprised. Nothing? All right, I get one more bonus.
See, here's the thing. I would probably laugh at these or shake my head, but I know that we're in competition, so
Yeah.
I am like, I'm deadpanning you right now. I'm going back to 6th grade drama class
I'm
when
gonna
you gotta, you know.
I'm gonna post the video session of this.
Yeah. And
But
you've also here's the other thing about jokes. Like as far as like me laughing and everything, it is seriously one of those things where like we mentioned Josiah earlier. I've been around him so much that it's almost like you have to be as funny or funnier than him to make me laugh, because it's almost kind of like when people ask like, hey, how do you deal with like haters or people saying bad things about you? I'm like, listen, I've had 12-year-olds say the most horrid things about me on YouTube, that if you're not coming with that same level of aggression and hurt, then you're probably not going to affect me. So I've been conditioned.
yeah, I get picked on by 12-year-olds too, so it's okay.
Yeah, dude. Man, they're ruthless.
They are. I
They're,
was riding my skateboard, and I'm not sure if he was 12, but he was little, and he looked at me and he told me I was gonna die. And I was like,
yeah. That's why I don't do online gaming, because it would not be good for my soul. You know,
Yeah.
those 12-year-olds scare me of the things that they would say to me in
oh,
a game. But
yeah. No,
you know.
I just mute them because, yeah, I don't play a whole. When I do, it's Grand Theft Auto, so it's already pretty bad. But
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, but I just mute them. But okay, so let's see. So, how excited are you for the live stream event? I know we talked a little bit about it, but like
Yeah.
now that we got the details on it, which by the way, I voted. So,
Oh, did you?
yeah.
What'd you vote for? Do you remember?
Am I allowed to say it?
Yeah, you are.
All right. I didn't know if it was like standard voting rules. Back Again, I think, was on there. I believe Back Again was on there. And I think Southern Hospitality might have been on there. If it was,
Yep.
And Big Bad Wolf. I don't know if that one was,
Okay.
but if it was, I would have
Nice.
definitely, that would have been my 3 choices.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah. You asked if I'm excited about it. I'm super stoked about it. You know, with Love Letter Lockdown, that was the other live stream show we did back in May. That's the first time we've ever done anything like that. So we were actually nervous, believe it or not. Like we weren't sure of what we could pull off. We weren't sure of, you know, how it would go, if people would buy tickets, or, you know, all the things that come with trying something new, all the doubting and everything. But when we got to the actual show day, and, you know, right before the show started, there's a 30-minute countdown. And as soon as that 30-minute countdown started, you know, we're just kind of like, okay, you know, whatever. And then it would tick down to 15, then it got to 10. And then when it got to about 5 minutes, like we were all like, none of us ever get nervous like before a show. It's just, it's a feeling that left all of us a long time ago. But man, it right at that 5-minute mark, we were all just like, ugh, like the butterflies are here. Like I'm really nervous. Like, you know, I hope this goes good. We don't have any like major technical issues. And we played the show, and man, the response after, I mean, we were as soon as the stream ended, we were all like high-fiving each other. We were just super stoked. And then to see everybody's like great feedback on it afterwards was, you know, just very rewarding to us, because it was something we'd never done, and it actually ended up being successful.
Yeah.
So, we are super stoked for this one, because now we know what we can pull off. We know that the quality stream that we can pull off, the quality video that we can pull off. So this one's a little less stressful as far as like, you know, all the unanswered questions. And we actually learned a lot of things last time that we've improved upon this time. Like not necessarily that we made mistakes, but there was things that we figured out, like, oh, we could do this better next time or a different way. So doing this live stream thing, it's exciting, because we know what we're putting out now, and we can confidently, like, you know, tell people like, hey, if you buy a ticket, like we're going to give you a good product, and we're going to hopefully help you have a good time in this unfortunate time of us not being able to be together in person. So very excited for it.
Yeah, and it's exciting for me because, like I said earlier, I'm not always able to make it to the Jacksonville shows, or hopefully now I could start going into, now that I got a better vehicle, could start going into like Georgia and South Carolina, and able to bring the podcast out to some of these shows too. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
So awesome, man.
Yeah, for sure. And this is actually also, oh, it's breaking up.
Yeah. Okay, I think it's good now.
You there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we've actually with the live stream too, it's actually opened up the possibilities. Like we've even talked about, like after we do maybe a long tour, at the very end of it, setting up as the last show being a live stream show, to where if you weren't able to come see that particular tour because maybe we didn't come to your area of the country, or maybe you were working that night and you couldn't make it to the show, doing a live stream show and selling online tickets for people that want to see that particular tour or show happen, along maybe with even the bands that are on tour with us. So it's actually opened up a lot of possibilities for some cool stuff, and trying some things in the future that hopefully fans will enjoy and that they'll like. So
that's really cool, man. And it's so awesome to see how everything still comes back around to glorify God. COVID-19 happens, puts all these bands at home, and we as disciples, we want to keep going. So we're going to push harder and harder and find a way to do it, which is the streaming. And boom, now God has used us to find a way to continue to glorify him and get the message out. And it's amazing. It really is amazing how every little thing, doesn't matter if it's good or bad, it glorifies God in some way.
Yeah, man. It's been cool, man. Cause like technology, is an amazing thing. It's an amazing gift and an amazing tool that, God has given us. And the coolest thing about my team, as far as disciples speaking, I can honestly say they're the hardest working group of people that I've ever been around. Because anytime we face an obstacle, which we do face a lot of them, it just comes with the territory of touring in a band. Like you're always having to figure out like, okay, something broke. How are we going to fix it? The tour bus broke. How are we going to fix it? Just all these unforeseen circumstances, and this whole COVID thing was an unforeseen circumstance. And fortunately, and I am unbelievably blessed. Like God took care of all of us through this, because we lost all of our income in a day. And like really, really helped us, and provided for us through this. But it was pretty cool to see the resilience of my team, to where it was like, okay, what can we do, to try to keep this thing going, make a cool experience for the fans, and also help out Disciple as the business. Because the thing that people don't realize at the end of the day is that Disciple is actually a business that has monthly overhead costs, no matter what, whether we're touring or not, those bills have to be paid. And, we had just started touring, so we had a ton of merch that we had just ordered, and now there's no shows to sell that merch and, make that money back or whatnot. So we had to come up with a creative way to cover our overhead expenses, our monthly bills and all that. And that's what that live stream provided. But it wasn't only about money. Obviously, anytime we get on stage, we're there to present the gospel, and also like just connect with people, and play the music that we've heard so many people tell us like personal stories by, and we wanted to provide that music while the entertainment industry was absent, we wanted to play those songs for those people who maybe needed to hear them in the middle of a very, very tough time, because a lot of people have been going through a very, very, very tough time with this.
Yes. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for doing this and for doing the live streams. It's really awesome. Because and you know what? I'm gonna hold you guys to that live stream concert thing, because there's a lot of concerts that I want to go to that I can't. So that'll be cool. I'm gonna look forward to that. No rush. I know it takes time, but that'll be something definitely looking forward to. So
Absolutely.
You guys have that going. You guys have the Rebel Society going. If there are any listeners on here that don't know what the Rebel Society is, this is a good opportunity for Joey to explain it to you.
Yeah, man. The Rebel Society is just a community that we started through the platform Patreon. It's a paid monthly subscription, and most people are like, "Oh, you guys are only about money." It's like, no, that's not it. We're, as musicians in a world where album sales no longer exist and all that, and streaming has taken away a lot of our revenue, people forget that we're human beings and we have to eat food too, and that we have to pay the power bill and the water bill, and provide for families and all that. So Patreon's just a way that we were like, you know what, we can create this community that's a paid thing that's going to help us with personally with our monthly bills that come our way, our mortgages and all that. But at the same time, when people join, they're not just giving us money, they're actually going to get disciple content out of it. So no matter what tier you join at, we've got a $1 option, a $5 option, a $10 option, and a $50 option that's monthly. No matter what tier you join at, we appreciate anything. But we did not want you just to like give us stuff and us be like, oh, thanks, appreciate it, see you later. We wanted to provide cool content back to you. So every month there's brand new content. Kevin has his own show where he talks. It's called Nothing Left Unsaid. He does a sermon monthly. Josiah has a show called Tracks Talk where he breaks down like our actual our recording sessions and shows you all the in and outs and inner workings of how we put songs together, how we formed them. I have my own show called The Breakdown where I'm all over the place. I'm an ADD kind of person, so I got to keep it changed up a lot. Some months I'll sit in front of this computer screen, I'll talk kind of what I've been going through, maybe some life perspective on different topics, or I'll jump behind the drum kit and break down how I play certain parts of songs. And I've also started diving into doing some interviews much like this with different friends in the music industry and just kind of hearing their stories and their perspectives. So and all three of us do that every single month, new show. And then we have acoustic video every month of us performing a disciple song acoustic. We also, let's see, what else we got? We have a show called Story Behind the Song that all three of us do every single month, where we tell you all the stories behind a disciple song, stories from the studio. And then we have stuff even on up into our bigger option where you can be on a Zoom call with us every single month. Nice. We have you get tickets to shows, which does you know is good right now, and then you get every new merch item that's released too. So if any of that sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/disciplerocks and check it all out. All the info's there. So
awesome.
Yeah, man.
Awesome. Yeah. Yep. I'm a member.
Oh, dude, thank you so much, man. It's been so cool because like the $1 option for people who don't know, it gets you into our private Facebook group, and only Rebel Society members get to be in that Facebook group. And it's like spawned so many friendships and people talking with one another, like kind of about different topics. And I've even seen where people who don't know each other, they actually start linking up at shows. And people who get their Rebel Society shirt after 6 months, we started seeing those like pop up at shows, and there'll be like a group of Rebel Society members together, like hanging out just because, and they didn't know each other before the community existed. So that's really cool to see that kind of our idea spawned new friendships and people connecting and, just living their lives and having new friends and bonding over disciple music.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, Joey, thank you so much for coming on. We Are the Body Radio podcast. It's been a blast. It's something that I've been looking forward to for the past couple months now. So I'm glad that I got to do this. I'm really looking.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the live stream, and I'm really looking forward to, and I'm declaring it, the October concert. That way I can meet you guys in person again. And this time I'll when I keep picture.
keep declaring it, man. We want to play some shows, so hopefully there's some kind of new breakthrough or development before then that allows all these shows to get back to normal. So we'll just hope for the best on that one.
Yeah, so definitely. So
yeah,
man. Awesome. Thanks so much for coming on here, and I'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
All right. Peace.